Hi, I'm Amrit from Walfinch,
Hi, I'm Bez from Drop Gym.
and you're joining us today on the Built to Build podcast. We're doing a laser
Shorter
sharp,
one.
quick one
Yep,
today,
yep,
talking fat loss and
yep.
fat burning.
And just like 5 habits that we can give people or tips to improve or more efficiently approach
Yeah, I mean,
fat loss.
one thing that I find difficult, apart from the fact that I really like to eat a lot,
Yeah,
and
apart from being starving.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
it's I like training, but I also like eating, and I'm like
yeah,
I've kind of developed this shape where it's like, hey, you go to the gym, but you don't say no to muffins, right?
yeah, yeah,
So like, I want the other shape.
yeah. Nice.
So if I wanted to focus on fat loss, weight loss, or people out there that are saying, well, okay, what is it?
Yeah.
What
I
would be your
mean,
top
if
few things?
bouncing off what you just said, you'll never be able to out train bad calorie intake.
Yeah,
It'll take you 30 minutes or 40 minutes of Stairmaster to burn off 400 calories,
yeah,
but a donut can literally take 10 seconds
yeah,
if you're hungry enough. So there should never be that exchange.
yeah,
You don't see it as I work more, so I eat more. Um, you have to get 120 minutes a week minimum weightlifting.
yeah.
240 minutes is great. 120 minutes should be the bare minimum, and at least 20 to 30 minutes of a high heart rate every week.
20 to 30 minutes of a high heart rate.
So having a
Okay.
half an hour high heart rate improves your health metrics, but also your appetite and metabolism.
Hmm.
So you're doing it to benefit lifting and food. You're not doing it to lose fat from just one cardio session a week.
Okay. And
It's
so,
beneficial to everything else, but if you wanted to burn fat through cardio, you'd have to do far more, and it'd be way less efficient than going. You might have to do cardio every day for 30 to 40 minutes,
yeah,
rather than go gym twice a week for an hour to 40 minutes.
yeah, okay.
And the risk of injury is higher, etc. Outside of that, you have to drink enough water, take supplements if required, or you're deficient, or you just want to, a bit of a boost in terms of all the healthy nutrients and minerals that you're absorbing in your day. Sleep well. And then outside of that, I would say actually do indulge once a week.
Yeah. And just
Yeah,
kind of keep
live a
yourself
life.
sane a bit.
Have a family barbecue.
Yeah.
You know, have a terrible meal on a
Yeah.
Saturday, but as long as all your other 25 to 35 food intakes for the rest of the days of the week are
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
1 hour 25 is not going to be the end of the world. Also, that 1 hour 25 could be the way you socialize with your rugby team after a
Yeah.
game, or you have a family event, and
Yeah.
keeps you sane.
Yeah. I
And
think
you know it's
that's so
coming.
important.
You
Yeah.
can do that week
Yeah.
50 times in a row.
Yeah.
But a week with this is really restricted, and there is no family or social time or networking with your workplace.
Yeah.
You might only do that for 5. So what's the point?
I think that is such a sane point to make,
Yeah.
because you see so many people that are like, no, you have to live like a monk always, and it's like, well, to what end?
Yep.
Like, and then what happens? And I get hit by a bus before I got to that
Yep.
pizza, So
And what if work becomes more intense?
yeah,
Family life becomes more intense.
yeah,
Sometimes people even come in, they say, I want to train 6 days a week.
yeah,
I'm like, you can train 3,
yeah,
and you can do a bit of cardio. We can help you
yeah,
with support or programming. And they're a bit taken aback because they're like, well, I'm trying to pay you more.
yeah,
Yeah, but I can see you 3 times a week for 3 years.
yeah.
And 6 times a week, you're going to stick to that for 3 weeks, and then inevitably
It's too much.
dilute down anyway. Yeah. And feel like you're failing or taking a step back, rather than still being healthy or doing
Easier
things
to
correctly.
go up than down, right?
Much better. Yeah, exactly.
So you're saying sleep. So how many hours of sleep are we
Sleep at
talking?
least 6 hours as
So
a
6
minimum.
hours sleep, and then water intake.
At least 2 liters for 50 kilo body weight.
Okay.
But remember, that becomes a high number for a lot of people if they're especially in like the 70 to 100 kilo range.
Yeah.
So they should just add water.
Yeah.
If their goal is 4 liters and they start at 1,
Yeah.
they can get to 2. That's great.
Great.
If they get stuck at 2.5, you still doubled there.
And something you said to
Level
me
of intake.
ages ago was, if they do nothing else apart from just drink more water,
Healthier.
they'll lose more
Yep.
weight.
Everything improves
Really?
just from hydrating. Of course, it's like you are 70% water.
Yeah.
Your cells, your muscle doesn't function properly or recover properly. Your sleep, your hormone balance, testosterone,
Yeah.
everything will be a mess if you just don't have enough water. And that is a pretty cheap solution.
Very. It's there,
Yep.
right? So I've got 6 hours of sleep. I've got 1 liter of water per 50 kilos
Yep.
of body weight. We're saying to lift
2 liters of
weights,
water for 50 kilos.
2 liters of water
Yep.
for 50
Lift
kilos.
weights for 120 minutes.
120 minutes of
if you can.
lifting.
Yep.
And then cardio.
Half an hour a week of
Half an hour
high
cardio.
heart rate. Cardio doesn't have to be running. It can be cycling, rowing, stairs,
Okay.
It can be a long incline walk if you want to do an hour and a half, but still get the same amount of rewards from it.
Yeah.
It's efficient.
Nice.
So 150 minutes. And obviously outside that, we have a responsibility of eating well,
Yeah.
conscious of food, making sure your water is in between
Yeah.
meals, how good your sleep is. That is a real responsibility.
Yeah.
The 150 minutes in
Yeah.
the gym is
Yeah.
very small in comparison to the, how many hours there are in a week. We have to tick boxes
Yeah.
and not just be here and,
And any
train hard.
particular supplement that you think would help speed this up?
I think, like I said, I see supplements as things that people might be missing or deficient in, rather than I'm going to give you a bunch of things to boost your goal.
Yeah.
Because eventually you come off those things. But if I gave you a multivitamin or a fish oil or creatine, that is something that you could use or cycle for a really long time.
Yeah.
And it becomes part of your life rather than part of our transformation for Ibiza or wedding or whatever the short-term goal is.
No, that's fantastic.
If you have a short-term goal,
Yeah.
we'll take a lot of boxes.
Yeah.
But, we're much more focused on long-term clients and routine. And, you could have a PT, not have a PT. The chances of you not training in the gym now 2-3 times a week, with or without us, with the gym near your house, is minimal, if not zero. Yeah.
No,
We've built your
that's
routine.
it. Yeah, you built that routine. I think that,
Yeah.
and then you start feeling guilty for not turning up and all that kind of stuff. So, and I think that's part of the game. Just building new habits.
Yep.
So it's
And you're saying how you're hydrating a lot and going to the toilet a lot.
Yeah,
So now if I said, listen, I'm actually going to add half a liter of water to a day, you say, well, I'm pissing all the time anyway. It is what it is. Fine. I'll add that.
Yeah,
it's much easier now than at the beginning. If I just said, okay, we're going to triple your water intake. Dude, I have a job. My toilet's not that close to my desk yet, or wherever. Yeah,
you're fired.
Exactly, but I'll be hydrated. Yeah.
But I'm hydrated. I don't have any money coming in, but I'm hydrated.
Exactly.
No, good, nice. Well, thank you very much. That was great.
No
I'm going to go home and do some new stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in.
See you later, guys.